The idea is very simple. I've chosen an obscure game that I know none of you have ever heard of and have never played, and I'm hosting a $10,000 speedrun competition for whoever can finish this game the fastest in 2 weeks. The game, the target for this speedrun competition, is one that I have a personal grudge against. It's called Amok Runner, or Amok Runner.
So, Amok Runner. Amok Runner is a story-based action-adventure game filled with shootouts, car chases, stealth, romance, and heartbreak. Keep in mind all of these were in quotations. The game comes from the newborn baby game production studio of Game Deus. Game Deus? Game Deus? I say this only because this is their first game, and this reflects in both the quality of the game and the follower counts of Game Deus's social media accounts. I was honestly astounded to find out that I have more subscribers than their YouTube channel. I thought I was the baby here. So, now that Charlie White himself has given this game a boost and everyone is trying to speed through the game as fast as possible, let's slow down for a second and actually take a look at this game that MoistCr1TiKaL has chosen for a speedrunning challenge. Quick disclaimer, you may have heard that Southwest pulled a fast one on 90% of their customer base, and I had the absolute gall to travel during the holiday season, so I had to play the game on a laptop. So the footage I'll be using is a mixture of my Soy Boy setup,
the first lithium-ion battery cell just vented,
with MoistCr1TiKaL's livestream VOD. Alrighty, let's get started. Typically when I review or analyze a game, I ignore the story as that usually takes a backseat to gameplay, but in this...
Heard a lot of things about you. The way you treated the deputy governor was unbelievable. His
special game, I would say the meat of this gaming sandwich is the tale woven throughout it. Now, some, if not all, of the people who worked on this game are from Turkey, so it can be a bit difficult to piece together the story from the broken English in the cutscenes and dialogue, but this game is based on a book called Amok by Stephen Zweig, which I have read the synopsis of, and this will help me piece the story together. Now, the game starts off on the Indian Ocean, March 25th. 1935, with our protagonist, the doctor, not that doctor, discussing how he is struggling with nightmares every night.
I'm having the worst nightmares till morning.
We then walk over to a stranger on a nearby bench where the doctor very awkwardly retells his journey.
I know how absurd it is to tell this to the first person I've just met, but I'm in such a state.
We flash back to March 14th in the doctor's clinic, where the overall adventure begins. If we look around, we can find some information on what is called the Amok disease, which appears to be a growing problem throughout the town. After some exploration, a woman comes to your door and has a very indistinct heart problem.
How often do you experience passing out?
No. In fact, yes.
What? But after looking into the book, what she actually needs help with is a secret abortion, which she offers a lot of money for.
I'll write you a check of £12,000 that can be cashed out in Europe.
In response, you sexually harass her?
I don't just spend my hours examining patients. I have my own private life apart from all that. And maybe you've happened to come just in time for that.
No, I will never do that. I'd rather die.
And she runs away.
What in tarnate? Oh, good.
After trying to chase after her, you look for remnants of her in the town for some reason. On this journey of exploration and discovery, you run into townsfolk who have been plagued with the Amok illness we learned about earlier, which was never explained inside the game, but whatever, causing them to go mad and try to kill you on sight. Throughout your journey, you learn about the woman and her life as you evade these crazy infected folk. Eventually, you learn that she is going to have her desired procedure done in a third-party fashion. As you near the end of the story, the woman's assistant finds you and asks for your help.
Can you tell me what's happening here?
Please, don't ask questions and just get in the car, or else it might be too late.
As her procedure was done incorrectly and the woman is dying, and he leads you to her. I'm pretty sure he's actually a human GPS.
Continue straight ahead, turn right, continue straight ahead.
Then we drove to the woman, who is dying from her operation gone wrong. She begs you to keep the circumstances of her death a secret.
Promise me that nobody will know.
If you say that one more fucking time, I'm gonna put it on the megaphone outside.
And as you look for morphine to help, which would have saved her anyway since morphine is a painkiller, but whatever, she then passes away in hospital.
No!
You then speak to her doctor, who is there to ask you questions about the details of her passing.
I'm not going to ask for your forgiveness for it.
You then convince him to lie and forge documents saying that she died of natural causes.
This woman sent for me in particular to treat the unwanted outcome of an operation gone wrong.
At least you think, as you hear on the radio that there is a warrant out for your arrest.
Welcome back, our dear listeners. We've just received an information that the German surgeon Till Meyer was involved in the aforementioned murder. After this painful announcement, we continue our program with a beautiful song.
Huh? But how?
That scumbag ratted me out.
In a desperate attempt to evade arrest, you drive from the police and escape through the graveyard, where you come across the butcher and engage in a very annoying boss fight. After you shoot this sick patient you turned away, you catch up to a ship that's leaving port in an attempt to get away, leading you back to where the game started. At this point, the stranger confesses that he saw them loading the woman's coffin on the ship.
Some people were loading something with a crane, something rectangular, a coffin. Her coffin.
Why this ship and how do you know?
How would you know that?
As you go to find the coffin, your character begins a psychotic break, which I'm assuming is the Amok disease taking over. During your final moments, you find the coffin and push it over the edge to make sure her secret stays hidden. And you also jump in behind her.
The woman's secret belongs to me. Only me.
What?
The end. I'm sorry, I'm not a huge fan of this story. Maybe the original book or the apparent 5 film adaptations of it vibe with you, but definitely not with me. So let's move on to the gameplay. Okay, who am I kidding here? The open world feels pointless and irritating. The puzzles are either super easy or super tedious. The combat is not dynamic in any stretch of the imagination, and the gameplay very rarely ties into the story. It's perfect. Don't get me wrong, I did not enjoy playing this game, but this is the first game the studio has ever made as far as I can tell, and MoistBeast gave them some of the best exposure he could, offering a cash prize to those who could beat it as fast as possible. This game is short, glitchy, and the dialogue is skippable. This is a perfect storm for a speedrunnable game. I hope that Game Deus continues to make games and is able to ride the popularity that Critical Mass is unintentionally gifting to them. This game is bad, especially for me since, remember, Southwest, blah blah blah. So my game looked like this. But I know for a fact that people with beefier setups than I at this moment, as I'm saying this, are beating each other's world records, and I can't wait to see the run that comes out on top. Mr. Cubicle was able to take a random game in the digital equivalent to the clearance bin at Walmart into an amazing competitive challenge that is constantly evolving as I write this. Hello, this is editor Brandon. Just because I forgot to mention something, I wanted to have a section where I ask the devs of Amok Runners some questions, and so I messaged them, and then a few days later I followed up, and they read my message and never responded. So that's cool. They saw my message, but they're ghosting me. So thanks very much, Game Deus. I think it's time I share my thoughts to the devs. Amok Runner is by far a game in which you play as a protagonist. There is a story, and you experience it, and as you experience it, the game progresses. And once you progress enough, the game will finish. So, to sum up everything about the game, it's a small game studio's first attempt at a game, which accidentally became a perfect storm for speedrunning. MoistCr1TiKaL's saw this potential, and he utilized it for his challenge, and now, here we are. I'm excited to see where it goes, and yeah, that's about it. See ya. Thank you so much for watching. I know normally I record myself with a camera, but because of inclement filming conditions, I'm just going to do audio for this video. Thank you so much to my wonderful girlfriend. bananagalazy is her YouTube channel. She drew the stills for this video for Christmas and made some extras so that I could do this video without recording myself, and that is very helpful. And also please subscribe to Intrepidandbold and the Unchanging Jimmy. They're friends of mine and they're homies. So happy New Year. And I'll see you in 2023 where bye.
Staying alive, ba 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 ba. Why am I hearing myself? You can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man, no time to talk.
How did you just hit me, Valkyrie?
I forgot. How
Why do you keep hitting us?
I don't on purpose, unless you want me to hit on you.
Wait, what?